The Mystery of the Paradise Hotel. Where did Hitler disappear? An investigation from Argentina. Hello, dear listeners. Thank you for choosing our podcast. Today, we are going on a journey shrouded in mystery, controversy, and alternative versions of history. We are not talking about a dry textbook, but about a mystery that has been stirring the minds of researchers and ordinary people for decades. Did Adolf Hitler really die in his Berlin bunker in April 1945? Or did he manage to do the unthinkable, escape and hide on the other side of the world? Many threads lead us to Argentina, a country that has given shelter to more than one Nazi criminal. And the most intriguing place in this story is the luxurious but sinister Hotel Eden, Paradise, in the foothills of Córdoba. What connected its owners with the Führer? Why was the FBI tracking the movements of a man similar to Hitler in Argentina as early as the summer of 1945? And most importantly, is there at least a drop of truth in the rumors about his life in paradise after the war? Get ready to dive into a labyrinth of theories, archival documents, and strange evidence. We begin our investigation from the heart of the alleged Nazi haven, Argentina. Chapter 1. Argentina, a promised land for the Nazis. Argentina, after World War II, became a notorious haven for Nazi war criminals. But the ground had been prepared for this much earlier. Even before the war, in the 1930s, Germans were arriving in the country en masse, many of whom sympathized with the ideas of the Third Reich. Entire German enclaves were formed: Villa General Belgrano, La Cumbrecita. The climate resembled the European one, the infrastructure was developing, and Argentina's neutrality, until the very end of the war, created favorable conditions. After Germany's defeat, thanks to the sympathies of a part of the Argentine government, especially one Perón, and the extensive Nazi networks, many war criminals managed to find refuge here. But the main question that excites everyone: could Adolf Hitler himself have been among them? Already in September 1944, U.S. intelligence, FBI, received information about Hitler's plans to flee to Argentina in case of defeat. And on July 17, 1945, they already had operational data about his possible presence there. It is interesting that Stalin doubted the official version of Hitler's death in the bunker until the end of his life. The lack of irrefutable evidence, identified remains, only burnt fragments that could easily have been a substitute, all this fed the theories about an escape, and all the roads of those theories led to Argentina. Chapter 2. Belle Époque in the Andes, the birth of the Hotel Eden, Paradise. Our investigation takes us to the province of Córdoba, to the small town of La Falda. It was here, on the mountain slopes, that the Hotel Eden, Paradise, opened its doors in 1897. Its founder, the German entrepreneur Roberto Balcke, created something incredible with a loan from the richest aristocrat of Buenos Aires, Ernesto Tornquist. It was the era of the Belle Époque, a time of luxury, diamonds, champagne, and social events. Argentina was then one of the richest countries in the world. Eden embodied this spirit in the Andes. Imagine 100 bedrooms, 30 bathrooms, a dining room for 250 people, strict dress code, a winter garden, a billiard room, games rooms, its own power station at the end of the 19th century, cold storage rooms, a laundry, a solarium, orchards, its own farms with cattle and sausage factory, stables, a garage with a workshop, even a dark room for photos. The cellar stored 10,000 bottles of wine. The world elite came here: writer Rubén Darío, conductor Arturo Toscanini, physicist Albert Einstein, young Che Guevara, who treated asthma, the Duke of Savoy, the Prince of Wales, presidents of Argentina. The reason? The ideal mountain climate of Córdoba, salvation from the humid heat of Buenos Aires and the then incurable tuberculosis. Eden was the embodiment of luxury and health. Chapter 3. The Eichhorn Family. Paradise becomes a Nazi nest. The golden age of the Eden was interrupted by World War I. European resorts closed, and the hotel experienced a new heyday. In 1912, it was bought by a German couple, Walter and Ida Eichhorn. They were the ones who radically changed the fate of paradise. With Hitler's rise to power in Germany, the Eichhorns became ardent supporters of Nazism and the Führer personally. Eden turned into a center of Nazi propaganda and fundraising in Argentina. Guests were greeted with a Nazi salute. At least 2 large money transfers from the Eichhorns to Hitler are known: 20,000 Swiss francs in 1931 and 15,000 Argentine pesos in 1932. According to some sources, Hitler used this money to buy his famous Mercedes and an airplane for propaganda. In response, the Führer sent letters of gratitude, emphasizing their tremendous enthusiasm, self-sacrifice, and wise actions. In May 1935, the Eichhorns were personally awarded an order and a certificate by Hitler in Berlin. For their silver wedding, the Führer sent them his portrait with a dedication, which hung proudly in the hotel lobby. The radio in the Eden broadcast Hitler's speeches from Berlin around the clock, and, according to testimony, including Che's father Guevara, was used to transmit encrypted messages to Germany. Eden became a real Nazi lair in the heart of Argentina. Chapter 4. April 1945. End in the bunker or beginning of escape. The official story goes, on April 30th, 1945, Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun committed suicide in the Führerbunker in Berlin. The bodies were doused with gasoline and burned. But there were doubts from the start. The charred remains were difficult to identify, and their authenticity is still disputed. Stalin openly claimed that Hitler had escaped. The FBI, as we recall, was already tracking his possible movements in Argentina in the summer of 1945. Why Argentina? Because there was already a powerful pro-Nazi network there, created by people like the Eichhorns and a sympathetic Perón government. The escape theory goes like this. Hitler and his entourage escaped besieged Berlin through the bunker's underground tunnels, reached the coast, possibly Kiel or Hamburg, boarded a submarine or other vessel, and, using ratlines and connections, reached Argentina, and then the vast expanses of Patagonia or secluded mountain hotels like the Eden. But where is the evidence? Chapter 5. Hotel Eden, the Führer's haven? Evidence and clues. It was the Eichhorn's hotel in La Falda that became the epicenter of theories about Hitler's post-war stay in Argentina. What indicates this? 1. Close connection. The Eichhorns' incredibly close relationship with Hitler, their financial and ideological commitment, made Eden a logical first stop. 2. Staff testimonies. Former maids and servants at the hotel told of a mysterious guest who lived in a secret room on the 3rd floor. He was unsociable, only came out early in the morning or late at night, and food was brought to his room. They described his distinctive facial features. 3. Bachter's daughter. According to unconfirmed reports, the daughter of a local doctor claimed that her father treated Hitler at Eden after the war. 4. The famous photograph. The most sensational evidence. In the photograph, the hotel owner, Walter Eichhorn, is sitting in the foreground. In the background, at the table, are his wife Ida and other people, but from behind the curtain, a clear silhouette of a man is visible. Many researchers and just viewers see in this profile an undeniable resemblance to Adolf Hitler. The debate continues. Was the photo taken in Eden? An Argentine journalist, having compared the photo interiors, claims that it was, and when. Supporters of the escape theory insist that this is a post-war photo in Argentina. Skeptics talk about a pre-war European photo. The mystery remains. Chapter 6. Beyond Eden, Miramar and Other Shadows. Theories are not limited to the Eden Hotel. Just a few dozen kilometers from La Falda is the town of Miramar on the shores of the Mar Chiquita, Little Sea, Lagoon. There is another hotel there with the telling name of Vienna, Hotel Vienna. According to rumors, Hitler spent time there too. The employees allegedly saw an elderly man similar to the Führer, no longer with the famous mustache, wearing glasses, with a short haircut, walking along the shore in a long raincoat and a beret. Why such places? Because they were part of German enclaves. The inhabitants of these towns, mostly Germans, many of whom sympathized with the Nazis, lived separately, did not wash their dirty laundry in public, and did not ask unnecessary questions of the new refugees. This closedness and mutual non-interference were an ideal shelter. Chapter 6. Beyond Eden, Miramar and Other Shadows. Theories are not limited to the Eden Hotel. Just a few dozen kilometers from La Falda is the town of Miramar on the shores of the Mar Chiquita, Little Sea, Lagoon. There is another hotel there with the telling name of Vienna, Hotel Vienna. According to rumors, Hitler spent time there too. The employees allegedly saw an elderly man similar to the Führer, no longer with the famous mustache, wearing glasses, with a short haircut, walking along the shore in a long raincoat and a beret. Why such places? Because they were part of German enclaves. The inhabitants of these towns, mostly Germans, many of whom sympathized with the Nazis, lived separately, did not wash their dirty laundry in public, and did not ask unnecessary questions of the new refugees. This closedness and mutual non-interference were an ideal shelter. Chapter 7. The Decline of Paradise and the Immortality of the Secret. With the fall of the Third Reich in 1945, the decline of the Eden Hotel began. Argentina formally declared war on Germany, and the hotel was nationalized. The ancient bronze double-headed eagle, an imperial symbol, not a Nazi one, but it was confused, was removed from the main entrance. The Eden was turned into a prison for Japanese diplomats. However, in 1947, with the rise to power of Juan Perón, a Nazi sympathizer, the hotel was returned to the Eichhorn family. They quickly sold it to the 3K firm, Kartulovich, Camburris, and Kucher, which is believed to have belonged to Eva's relatives, Perón. But the golden age never returned. A cure for tuberculosis was found, and the fashion for mountain resorts in Córdoba gave way to beach holidays in Mar del Plata. By 1953, the hotel went bankrupt and was sold at auction. Today, Eden is a museum and tourist attraction. Tours are given here, including night tours. Legends about the Nazi past are intertwined with ghost stories, but the main secret remains unsolved. Was Hitler in paradise? Did he die a very old man in Argentina? Official history says no. FBI archives, testimonies, strange photographs, and persistent rumors from the foothills of Córdoba whisper, perhaps. So, dear listeners, we have traveled from pre-war Argentina to the luxurious halls of the Eden Hotel, from the FBI offices to a secret room on the 3rd floor. We have seen the undeniable connections of the owners of the paradise with Hitler, examined the doubts about his death, and considered intriguing evidence of his possible stay in Argentina after 1945. The official story and alternative versions collided here in the mountains of Córdoba. The truth, as often happens, may lie somewhere in the middle or even hidden in the darkness of the past. One thing is clear. The history of the Eden Hotel is not just a story about a luxury resort. It is a dark page, a reminder of how ideas of hatred found shelter in the most beautiful places, and about the greatest secret that may never be solved. Thank you very much for being with us on this exciting and slightly creepy investigation. Stay with us. In the next episode, we will see the winds of Patagonia and new mysteries about the Führer's last refuge. Stay tuned.